We have Shilpa today, who is from All India Lawyers Association of Justice. She will be talking about the incident which happened in Haveri. So, Shilpa, what exactly happened on 3rd of March?
So what happened is a member of the Dalit community in Nandihalli, which is a village in Haveri, along with his mother, tried to enter the local Basveshwara temple, which is the temple of that entire village. Now, when they tried to enter the temple, they were immediately attacked by the dominant caste persons in that village, saying, "You can't enter this temple. You're from the Dalit community. In fact, if you enter the temple, you will make it impure for all of us." And they stopped them, they attacked them, they said, "We'll break your legs if you try to set foot into this temple." Now, of course, this is absolutely shocking and in violation of the most basic right to live with dignity that every person has, right? So, right after this incident, the members of the Dalit community, because they were so angry about what had happened, it's an absolute violation of your rights. They went and they tried to register an FIR in the police station. Now, in retaliation for the Dalit community trying to register a complaint with the police, the dominant caste persons over there came and attacked their houses in the middle of the night. So they entered their house, they molested the women, they pushed the women around, they tried to burn the house down, they threw stones and sticks at the house, and especially molesting the women. It was absolutely shocking what had happened. Now, right after this incident, even the Dalit organizations who tried to intervene in Nandihalli, even their homes were attacked, even their homes were set on fire. So what we see in Nandihalli, this is not just one incident. This is one in thousands of incidents that are happening continuously. Just not everything gets reported all the time, of course. So, for example, Dalit members of the community are not allowed to do cutting work because their hands will be touching it. They're not allowed to go to their barber shops. They're given different glasses to drink tea and coffee from. They're made to do manual scavenging. Now, that is something that we found that was extremely shocking, because essentially they're made to clean human waste. They're made to clean shit with their hands, right? And this is an absolute violation of the law. There's an entire act called the Prohibition of Employment as Manual Scavenging Act, which completely prohibits this practice. And this practice is a caste practice. Only members of the Dalit community are made to do this manual scavenging. And in this village especially, we went and we spoke to the Panchayat Development Officer, and we said, "How is this happening? Why are they being made to clean human waste with their hands?" And he admitted to it and said, No, I give them gloves." So what we found was a shocking disregard for the law, a shocking disregard for basic human values and basic human dignity. And this is a continuing series of incidents that are happening in Nandihalli. There's very little employment over there. There's almost no government jobs to any members of the Dalit community over there. They constantly have droughts, they constantly have famines, they constantly have food shortage. And what we're seeing is an absolute lack of empathy from the society and from the state government. Because of so much pressure from the Dalit community over there, and because of intervention of Dalit organizations, FIRs have been registered. But even in the FIRs that have been registered, we see, first of all, they haven't filed their report yet. Secondly, we see that they invoke the wrong provisions of law. They didn't invoke the provision under the Atrocities Act for outraging the modesty of women. They didn't invoke the provision in the Atrocities Act for preventing Dalit members of the community from using common places, such as the temple, such as the Kalyana Mantapa, such as the common burial ground. They didn't invoke those provisions. And because they don't invoke the correct provisions, the investigation is not conducted correctly. There have been a few arrests. As on the date that we had gone, only 2 arrests had taken place, and even till date only those arrests have taken place. The police constantly inform us that yes, we're doing it, yes, we're doing it. In fact, the victims informed us that we have no information about what is happening in our case, who is doing the investigation, what investigation is happening, who has been arrested, what bail application has been filed. And we spoke to the SP. We said, "Why aren't the victims being given any information?" And he gave a very shocking answer to me. In fact, he said, "I gave them notice, they should come to the police station. Should I call them and give them the information? Should I go to their house and give them the information?" So I see a shocking lack of empathy from the police authorities and from the state. In fact, even when we spoke to the DC, he said, "No, I have not filed my rehabilitation report because this incident is not clear. I'm waiting for the police to file their report, which is the charge sheet, and then I will file my rehabilitation report." And it's a complete violation of the law. He is not engaging in a fact finding, right? He is not the police to conduct an investigation. He just has to go survey the area, see what condition the Dalit community is in, and give them rehabilitation. Instead of that, he's failed to do that. Even to the date that we had gone for our solidarity visit, the rehabilitation report still hadn't been submitted, and without that report they won't be given any allowances. They have to go to court every day. His bike was also burnt down. He's not given any allowances, no food allowance, water allowance, no compensation. Beyond that, they haven't been given rehabilitation, which is the most important part of the Atrocities Act.
So, has there been any other atrocities or incidents apart from this which happened in Haveri?
Yes, in Haveri specifically as well, we've referred to it in our report. An organization called Swabhimani Dalit Shakti has surveyed 4,076 houses in Haveri, which is they've gone across hundreds of villages over there, and there are thousands of atrocities that are happening on a daily basis. One is there's a continuous practice of untouchability. Even in this incident, they prevented them from entering the temple, saying you can't enter because you'll make the temple impure. They're not allowed to use the barber shops. They're not allowed to drink out of the same glasses that upper caste persons drink from. They're not allowed to use the common streets properly. In fact, till 2017, they weren't even able to use the common burial ground, which is a common ground that's meant to be for all communities. After consistent demands and fighting from the Dalit community, finally now they're able to use it, but even that they use it with great fear. So Nandihalli and Haveri in general, there are a lot of atrocities. One is from our solidarity report, we demanded accountability from the state authorities. We demanded that they firstly set up the district cell and the state cells that have to be set up under the Atrocities Act to not only redress such incidents but to prevent such incidents from happening in the future. We went and met with the PDO specifically to ensure that a social justice committee is set up under the Panchayat Raj Act, because they have the power to issue directions to prevent such incidents from happening, and also to make sure that rehabilitation is given when such incidents happen in the future. And of course, along with our report, we will be submitting complaints to all these authorities to ensure that all our recommendations are implemented immediately.